Ahoy, swabs! Captain Jeff the Pirate here. At share disservice. And welcome to Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time. Now, I've been gone for a while, I'm sorry, but lack of episodes. And I know this episode premiered a good few days ago, about a week or so. There'll be holidays and other stuff going on, blah blah blah. So I will be reviewing and questioning these two episodes. I know in the past I tried to keep it short, and then I noticed I've been getting longer and longer, so I've been trying to cut it back down to a short, concise, and with more analyzation and questioning. It's been a bit of a rough startup for me, so just bear with me, please. Yeah, and I'll be reviewing both of them, starting with Preboot. This episode, I know people probably have seen it by now, but I'm going to try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. It features Finn and Jake and Susan Strong. It starts with them finding some ruins of old human civilization. But then a giant robot appears, and they meet an old friend/foe, and are introduced to a brand new person. Now then, this episode, it features, the focus mostly be on about this new character, her interactions with Susan Strong, and about the world around them, and the whole questioning of humans, lack thereof, or how many, and blah blah blah. We saw Susan last in the sound hole, but her outfit is back to the one that she's been wearing normally. She was last had a different outfit in dark purple. And speaking of dark purple, in that episode we saw she had something on her head, some kind of machine or computer thing, which is then brought up again near the very end of this episode, at some point. One of the factors be that Finn... This is one of those things where we learn about and have to question about humans. Like, how many are left? We first thought Finn was the only one, then we find out about Martin, who I'm sure is not coming back. Betty, ambiguous wizard powers. Simon, yeah, that's always a weird thing. Finn, who, while humans, mostly he has gained a few abilities and whatnot that maybe make him slightly different from the norm. And now this new character, which again questions the whole amount of humans that are left and humanity in general. One of the features about this episode, the closest thing I could think of, I was thinking of, this is almost like something from Deus Ex, like the Mankind Divided review that the Test Subject 1337 review did a while back. I like this episode. There's some things I was wondering, like, why is this happening here? Like, why, when she touched this, did this happen? And I'll be honest, it has been so long since Dark Purple, I had completely forgotten about the thing on the side of her head. For Susan Strong. And the best part is, right after this episode ends with a conflict, which will then be carried over into the next episode. This be a good episode. I know people have seen it by now, so I give it a thumb and a half up for Preboot. Now onto the episode, Reboot. It picks up immediately afterwards. Finn be fighting this giant flying electric eel of sorts, and he's immune to it because of the incidents and things that happened in the episode Flute Spill. Jake, the dog, be contacting Princess Bubblegum to ask for help because Susan, she gets hit with electricity, and that's someone with a computer thing on her head, which causes some interesting events to follow later on in the episode. Gravity manipulation not being one of them. Anyway, this episode was really interesting because it brought back an old character that we haven't seen in a long time, but then unceremoniously dismissed the character. I will not go into detail about that, which I'm a little disappointed about. Seeing as how we haven't seen this character for so long, and probably could have been used a little bit better for a return, or at least in some episodes leading up to this. Once again, the whole question about humanity on the land of Ooo is brought into question, and here's what. After seeing so many familiar places for so long, and after seeing that new location in the previous episode, we see a completely new area we have not seen before for this series. Or we may have seen it before, but from the way back in the old episodes, or a different episode, and it's a little too dark to tell all the details, but this be catching my interest. Also, we have the return of the Jake suit, which I gotta admit, I'm surprised we're seeing after Finn abused it, and then there was the Finn suit episode. That was a total debacle. Arr. The episode, also, we see once again how Finn, even though he be controlling the grass blade in his right arm, it has a way to react to defend Finn or when it senses danger, and how Finn is still trying to fight for control in some aspects. We also see the interaction with the Finn sword. So there'd be some sword interaction. This episode was really, really gripping. And I can tell that since the series will be coming to an end soon, I guess they're now trying to wrap up as much stuff as possible, but give us a good story to go out on, which I can appreciate, and I am grateful for. So for the episode Reboot, and its a mysterious ending, I give it also a 3.5 up. So both these episodes were good. Highly recommend them. If you haven't watched them by now, then please watch them. Sorry for... I had to sprinkle in some information in there to entice you to watch it, lads and lassies. Alright. So, enjoy Adventure Time while you can, because it won't last for too much longer. Maybe by sometime in 2018. If we be lucky. Still, it was one heck of a ride. Alright, that's all the time we have for this review. Until next time, this be Captain Jeff, thanking you for watching me review and question Adventure Time. And until next time, arrgh!